Today I'm going to be giving you guys my personal top 10 roller coaster manufacturers. Now, there is one or two manufacturers on here that I have not ridden a coaster from, or at least one of their major ones, but pretty much all of these I have, and I've gotten a good feel for all these manufacturers' rides. I know which ones I like, I know what kind of coasters I like, so I think I'm ready to do this list, so let's get on into this. Coming in at the number 10 spot, we're going to have Aerodynamics. Now, I know this is kind of an unpopular one. Some people absolutely love them and would put them way higher. Some people just think they're stupid and would put them lower. But I personally think they're awesome. Their best coaster is obviously X2. And without X2, we wouldn't have rides like Ejanika or Dinoconda. And X is just crazy. You have freaking amazing hypercoasters out there like Magnum XL 200. Apparently, the ending is absolutely insane. You've got Desperado, the big one, too, that are not very loved, but they actually look kind of interesting. And they have so many aero loopers out there, which is what they're famous for, like Canyon Blaster, Tennessee Tornado, Loch Ness Monster, Dragon Mountain, so many more I could go on. And overall, this manufacturer is just really good. I've come to love them over the years. And overall, I've just really came to like Aero. I think they've made a few iffy rides here and there, but a lot of their coasters to me are just really awesome, and some of them are just absolute pure fun. So, number 9 is going to be Vekoma, specifically the new Vekoma. I know a lot of people would not want this on here because they have a bad pass with the Dutchmans or Boomerangs and SLCs. You know, typically the rides that most people won't like, and personally I don't have a problem with Boomerangs. I think they're awesome, very underrated, but they are becoming a really, really good manufacturer. With Let Coaster, they're being carried by that right now, but they have Firestorms coming. There is one in Vietnam, Shockwave models. I mean, Energylandia is even getting one now. So, I mean, Vekoma is on the rise. They're definitely right now one of the weaker manufacturers on the end of the top 10, but because of Let Coaster, that is why they're really in here, and I find Boomerangs actually underrated. Shockwave models are going to pop up soon. There are newer models like the Top Gun. I mean, of course, the Firestorm going to Vietnam. There's just so many things that I love about Vekoma right now, and I think they're on the rise to become a great manufacturer. Coming into the number 8 spot is one that I know a lot of people would want higher, and a lot of people do put this higher, but it is Gerstlauer. Now, don't get me wrong, Gerstlauer is an awesome manufacturer. In fact, I love some of their rides. I've ridden Mystery Mine. That's not saying much. I mean, it's the best one I've ridden by them, and it's actually kind of interesting but stupid at the same time. It's one of those rides that's just so dumb that it's fun, you know, like Grizzly. Anyways, back to this. I mean, Gerstlauer has the Infinity coasters. They have, you know, their most famous model, which is the Eurofighter. I mean, there's just so many things to love about them, but I feel like some people give them a little too much love. Like, yeah, they have Carnon, but outside of that, their other Infinities are really great, but they're, like, nothing insane. Like, they're just not Carnon level. And then the Eurofighters are all cool and all, but Takavisha is really carrying that freaking model. And besides that, everything else is just either good or, you know, okay. But I think Gerstlauer is definitely really good. If they can make more rides like Carnon, oh yeah, top 5 manufacturer easily, maybe even top 3. But for now, they are going to sit in at the number 8 spot. So number 7 is going to be the most controversial one here. I know a lot of you know me for this. A lot of you know Max for this as well. But it is going to be B&M. Everybody loves B&M. Who doesn't love a good B&M? I mean, they're fun. Inverts are their best model. I personally absolutely love inverts. Pyrenees looks insane. Fury 325 is easily their best coaster right now, and it is awesome. Yes, I crap on it, but as jokes. Like, it's just a joke. And Fury in reality is actually a great ride. It's so much fun. And the other B&M hypers out there, well, models I should say, like Shambhala, Behemoth, Mako, so many other great rides out there. But B&M, the thing is, they just don't make that forceful of rides. Like, yeah, Fury has forces, it has G-forces, but it's not the intensity I'm looking for like an Intamin can give. They've made some awesome coasters. I don't think there is a single horrible B&M out there. They have weaker rides, but like there's not a quote-unquote bad B&M out there. Like, if you think there is, I just wouldn't understand why, because like, yeah, some of their stand-ups are a little iffy, and that's the only exception if you really want to hate on a B&M, but even then they're not that bad. Riddler's Revenge looks nuts. All in all, B&M is a great manufacturer. It's just that they're not as good as they could be. And at the number 6 spot is going to be one of my personal favorite wooden coaster manufacturers of all time. Even though I haven't even ridden one by them, this is Gravity Group. Now, I am riding my first Gravity Group Mini Woody probably sometime in September. The one I'm riding is one of the more recent ones, Oscar's Wacky Taxi. It's not one of the big old Gravity Groups like Voyage or Darling Dragons or anything, but it still looks kind of fun, I guess. I've heard Jason blab on about it, so obviously it's got to be great. But besides that, I mean, Gravity Group has made some astonishing rides in the past. They've made Voyage, which looks absolutely nuts. It looks so much fun. Now, the whole incident on Instagram here recently, I don't know if you guys are on Instagram, but oh my God, it is crazy how a bandwagon can freaking take everyone by storm. One person likes Voyage. One person takes it over Steel Vengeance, and all of a sudden, Voyage is the greatest coaster ever built. Okay, it runs good for 7 hours per year, and that makes it the greatest thing of all. Really? It runs 7 hours per year like a god, and then that should just make it the greatest of all time. No, it needs to be consistent. Voyage is inconsistent. I know I haven't ridden it, but I don't care. I have inside sources. I have friends. I have freaking people. I know what this thing is like. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting off track. I need to stop this. But Gravity Group is a great manufacturer. Some of their coasters just look amazing. Darling Dragons is one of my personal bucket list coasters. It looks so much fun. They've made some great wooden coasters out in China. I just think this manufacturer is all in all good. Even though they're starting to take that family route with the family Gravity Groups, even though those aren't really considered family coasters by many, apparently they're really aggressive, I think they're still an awesome manufacturer. Now, after a long period of thought, I really decided I was going to put this manufacturer in the top 5. Nobody even, well, I shouldn't say nobody, but most people don't even consider putting them top 10. And I can see why, because there is one specific ride that comes to mind when you think of this manufacturer. This is going to be SNS. Listen, I know a lot of people don't really consider this manufacturer that great, but I can understand why, because a lot of people haven't heard about Ijanika, Dinoconda, Dodonpa. Now it's Max Force and Steel Curtain coming. Oh yeah, ever heard of Arashi? That one too. The SNS air launches out in freaking China, like OCT Thrust, you know, those ones. Yeah, these are the rides that put this manufacturer in the top 5 for me. Ijanika and Dinoconda are both top 10 in the world, maybe top 5. Dodonpa has the world's freaking most powerful acceleration. That thing is really crazy looking. Arashi is the greatest freaking 4D free spin of all time. You don't even have to ride it to know that that's just obvious. Go look at a freaking rider cam of that thing. And then SNS has 2 giant roller coasters coming to the US this year that both look amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if both were top 50 in the world. Max Force, which has the fastest acceleration on any coaster in North America, and Steel Curtain, which also holds the record of most inversions on any coaster in North America. So there's a lot of redeeming qualities of SNS. I think this manufacturer has been really put under the radar here lately because of the 40 free spins. A lot of people don't like them or just think they're just really bland, and that's probably the reason why not many people consider them a top 10 manufacturer. But like I said, you got to look at their best rides, like the 4Ds. I'm talking the big 4Ds. Their compressed air launch coasters look nuts. I mean, there's just so many things to love about SNS. I know this could go lower, but I absolutely think this is a great manufacturer. And after a long period of thought, like I said, I think this is a great spot. Now, talking the number 4 spot, this is GCI, my personal favorite wooden coaster manufacturer. GCI is awesome. These guys have made some of the greatest wooden coasters out there. Wood Coaster, Night Valley, Python and Bamboo Forest at Nanchang Wanda Theme Park, and Jungle Dragon and probably some Happy Valley. Even in the US, they've made some great roller coasters, like Thunderhead. That thing is amazing. Renegade, Gold Striker. I mean, there's just so many awesome coasters by them. They really know how to make a curve drop. They really do. I'm not the biggest fan of them, but they do them well. They have fun airtime pops, so many bank turns. I mean, GCI just, they're not the most unique manufacturer. Like, they could have some more diversity, but the good thing is that they do so well with what they do. It's just completely fine. Like, I don't really mind that they're not that diverse anymore. And I personally don't find it a big deal. So GCI is coming in at my number 4 manufacturer. Now, coming in at the number 3 manufacturer is going to be one I wouldn't have considered even putting in the top 5 before I wrote a specific coaster here recently. This is going to be Mack Rides, or Mack Rides if you're American like me. But I love this manufacturer so much just because of Copperhead Strike. It was a great ride. Copperhead is so amazing. But I was surprised by how good that airtime was. It was amazing. Like, it was almost RMC level stuff. I love the trains on it. I love how they make their inversions. The hang time was great. I just loved everything about Copperhead. So I began to wonder, if that airtime was really that strong, what the heck is the airtime on Rivals like, and Helix? Rivals and Helix are easily the flagship rides of Mack Rides. But, I mean, think about it. DC Rivals, I have a good friend, Aus Coasters. If you don't know him, go subscribe, by the way. Rides DC Rivals all the time. Freaking lucky kid. The things he has said about it makes me wonder if it's even top 5 in the world. I don't know. It looks insane. It sounds insane. The airtime hill, that first airtime hill, I don't even know what that's going to be like. It just looks nuts. It has so many redeeming qualities. There's so many great multi-launches out there. Mock Rides has created some of the greatest coasters on Earth. Helix and DC Rivals, in my opinion, are both top 20 in the world. DC Rivals being top 10. And just, wow, this manufacturer's just come a long way, and I believe they're going to go very far in the future. So, the big two, number 1 and 2, you know what they are. It's just the order. 50% of people will prefer one over the other, and that's totally understandable. It's time to tell my point of view on this. In my opinion, the number 2 manufacturer is RMC. Now, you probably saw this coming, but RMC is phenomenal. I think objectively, they are the greatest manufacturer just because every single one of their rides is top 100 in the world. Well, New Texas Giant might be a little questionable, but most of their rides are top 100 in the world. That just shows how they've come a long way. They don't have very many diverse rides. They're about to, though, because they have the Raptors coming and the T-Rexes are coming sometime soon. We just don't know when. So yeah, I believe when the first T-Rexes pop up and more Raptors will come, yeah, I'll admit that they're probably the best manufacturer. But for now, they're just not my personal favorite. I think their rides are fantastic. Steel Vengeance, Lightning Rod, Wildfire, the big three that are all known to be top 10 in the world by quite a few people. And they've just made some of the most crazy airtime machines out there. It's just awesome what they've done. And by no surprise, coming in at the number 1 is going to be Intamin. Intamin is insane. I love Intamin. They are crazy. What they've done in the past is amazing. Now, they did have a little dead spot here recently, that kind of 2014 to 2018 era, where they were kind of doing, not what they used to do. Let's just put it at that. They put out Flying Aces, Coaster Through the Clouds, Soaring with Dragon. Those are the main big 3 ones that are very notable. And people were kind of getting a little scared. Like, is Intamin really about to die down? Is this kind of it? I mean, yeah, Coaster Through the Clouds is a fun-looking ride. Flying Aces looks decent. Soaring with Dragon looked good, but nothing insane. People were starting to worry. But now they are about to make the ultimate comeback. Walibi Belgium Mega Coaster, if that thing is even built now, which it probably will be, looks amazing. I'm not going to be surprised if that becomes my favorite coaster. They've got a whole storm of new rides coming out soon, and they're going to be incredible. They're about to make a great comeback. Oh, and my second home park, Busch Gardens, is getting a freaking LSM multi-launch. Like, wow, I'm really pumped for this thing. It has so many cool elements on it. I think it's going to be a great ride. It'll make for a great number 1 in the park, at least let's hope so. Alpengeist is pretty good, but I think it's pretty obvious that this will be the best ride in the park. But oh my gosh, talking about the old school Intimins, Intimidator 305, El Toro, Skyrush, G-Force, T-Express. I mean, you could go on and on. They've made so many great rides. They're very diverse too. You've got launch coasters, hyper coasters, mega coasters, giga coasters, strata coasters. They've done it all. They've really done it all, and I think it's awesome. Innovation has really put an effect on them. You all know Intimidator 305 is my personal favorite coaster. It is awesome. They have made the most intense rides on Earth. They've done it. I mean, I think they'll have potential to do it again if they really want to make a big comeback, but they're just kind of taking that route, seeing RMC do these type of elements, so they're like, oh, let's take them and do them better. And I think they might do that, I'm not sure, but I'd just really like to see some old school Intamins come back, I'm afraid we're not, but it's all good, because some of their rides coming are going to be absolutely amazing. They're going to be awesome coasters. And we have the big 5 Intamins, the old school ones, to look back on to know that they are one of the greatest manufacturers of all time anyways. So this has been my top 10 roller coaster manufacturers. I want to know what your opinions are on this list down in the comment section below. This was just my opinion. Some of these could swap around. I know the S&S one was kind of controversial. B&M is controversial. A lot of this is controversial because, me, I'm one of those guys. But anyway, this has just been my list for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, coaster fans, I will see you later.